There's more to this than meets the eye. When Whitney Cummings took her roast skills to CNN, she didn't just bring the heat, she turned up the flamethrower. I'm kidding. She was supposed to do a 5-minute skit talking about events that happened in 2024 and went beyond the usual punchlines, from roasting the Democrats to aiming directly at CNN itself. The anchors tried to sell it as something totally unscripted, which many people fell for, and today we're telling you why. As always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this.
What are you most excited for 2025?
I mean, hopefully forgetting 2024. I'm touring all over for all of 2025.
Wow.
Very excited.
Do you like being on the road?
Touring. It's the best. Really? I love going around the country because you see that Americans really are more reasonable than they would be portrayed.
Absolutely.
They're pretty great, and I'm playing bigger and bigger venues now. I thought being a mom would mean that less people would want to come see me. I'm now playing, like 3,000 seat theaters,
awesome.
which is about the viewership of CNN these days.
Well,
Not
nice.
this show, though.
Nice.
All eyes are on this show.
By the way, where are you going to be toasting New Year's?
I think I'm just gonna, after what I'm about to do, I think I'll probably be like in a huddle with a bunch of lawyers or something.
Okay.
So I don't have big plans for after this.
That's what she opened up with, by the way. Although Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen were acting shocked by the joke about CNN's viewership, you know for a fact it was staged, especially when you consider that ever since the elections, the network, quote, has seen a 45% drop in primetime viewership, down to only 394,000 total viewers. Overall, this year has had its worst ever performance among viewers in the key demographics, end quote. So she wasn't exactly wrong. Online creators are pulling in more eyeballs than that. But wait, there's more. The Deadline also reported that CNN reduced its staff by 100, laying off about 2.9% of its workforce, including media critic Brian Lowry and senior tech writer Samantha Murphy. So don't tell me that they were surprised a joke like this would be the opener to grab as much attention as possible. Whether you love them or hate them, this is the same CNN that used to dominate political coverage, but their credibility has taken hit after hit and viewers just aren't sticking around. People don't trust them, and honestly, the numbers reflect that. It's an unbelievable, undeniable major shift in the media landscape, and perhaps some of the top brass thought they'd regain some of the lost credibility by performing such a public stunt. Whitney also went after Hunter Biden and Andy Cohen, and she was slowly starting to turn things up a notch.
Whitney Cummings, it is time for you to roast the year.
Oh, my Lord.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Feel free to heckle me. Feel free to come for me.
Never.
I do believe we need to hold 2024 accountable for its behavior. That is what white women do now. We point out other things that are toxic because we don't get irony. And that is our truth. The documentaries finally realized the only way to make money is to just make them about cheerleaders. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleader doc showed the girls being treated horribly, underpaid, crying. I thought I'd open a video on Hunter Biden's laptop. This is the year. Everyone hated the movie The Joker, but if you do love watching men descend into insanity, in a couple hours you get to watch Andy Cohen do the countdown.
Here's the thing, Whitney wasn't always about the roasts. If you take a look at her earlier career, you'll see a comedian whose style was more observational and personal, often covering topics about relationships, social dynamics, and the hilarities of everyday life. And someone I actually used to find pretty funny. Her humor was smart, self-aware, and relatable, setting her apart from the crowd. She was a rising star, but not necessarily the queen of cutting takedowns we associate her with today. What's fascinating is how Whitney has used her roasting fame as a platform to evolve further and use it to her advantage. She's not just about the burns, she's also a writer, creator, and an actress. Shows like Two Broke Girls, which she co-created, showcased her ability to craft comedy that's both edgy and accessible. After hearing the Hunter Biden joke, some lefty publication decided to attack her, with Vanity Fair releasing an article titled, "What was Whitney Cummings even talking about in her red-pilled roast of 2024? Perhaps it was an attempt by them to cover up the majority psyops that this was nothing but a propaganda attempt. Whitney didn't stop there and went on to unleash an endless barrage of roasts on the entire Democrat establishment.
2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's, oh God. Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
Let me be clear though, 2024 was not only negative. The media wants us to believe this country is so divided, but we actually came together a lot this year. Like as a nation, we unanimously agreed that we would rather see J-Lo in a toxic relationship than in concert. We all agree the government totally knows what drones are and aren't telling us. The drones are still up there, and we have no idea what's behind them. No idea. I mean, they're still up in the sky, so I guess we can rule out that they were made by Boeing.
Just to get a couple of things straight, those jokes wouldn't have made it on air if it wasn't pre-approved. What gave it away was her constant mentioning if she's still on the air, acting as if they'd cut her off because of how edgy she was. Whitney later took it to X, where she explained she had to cut a few jokes, yeah right, from her mini set, and honestly, the ones she skipped were nothing but safe jokes on the leftist news network. In one of the posts, she said, quote, "If I was going to be on CNN after the ball dropped, I was going to say, can we say it's 2025 or are we still waiting for the White House press office to give the okay? I'm not the joke police, but I've never found bits about KJP to be very funny." Another one read, quote, "The news lied all year saying crime was low. I brought some charts, but a guy ran off with them. Haha, jokes about crime." The latest one about her taking a jab at Obama, saying, "I roasted the Democrats, so now we count down the minutes till Obama calls me a speaker." She was referencing Obama's refusal to call Tony Hinchcliffe a comedian after the infamous Puerto Rico joke at the Madison Square Garden rally. I've noticed, by the way, you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel yet, so what are you waiting for? Now, people on the left were also falling for her act and were calling her out for not having any roasts about Trump in her set, to which she replied by linking a clip of her early Comedy Central appearances, explaining, "For the dorks who are grumpy I didn't roast Trump in the CNN set, I roasted Trump so long ago on Comedy Central, and to do that on CNN would be fish in a barrel. A home court advantage, cheap shot, there's no risk in that." Yeah, almost the same as doing roasts about people who don't seem to have any future in American politics on a network that's trying everything to gain back viewers. Whitney decided to close her set with a segment she called "Some of the Things Mainstream Media Will Never Cover."
The point is, I think we all agree on a lot of things. And since I only have a minute left live on establishment media, why don't we just say a bunch of things that we know that they'll never cover? Okay, ready, go. Trump shooter didn't have any silverware in his house. No one thought that was weird? Are we still rolling? Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia put money into Disney, so just know there won't be any girl characters in the next Cars movie. Are we still rolling? This is wild. Why have so many presidents' chefs died? Weird. Boy Scout of America, they renamed itself Scouting America. You know who else changed their name? Sean Combs. Just saying. Let's learn something in 2025. I can't believe you guys are still letting me go. This is amazing. I love CNN. Please stop me, Andy, because I will just keep going.
Happy New Year, Whitney Cummings.
If they were looking for random conspiracy theories, they could have had Alex Jones on. At least he's entertaining. The Daily Beast were also wondering what this segment was about, and they released an article titled "Comedian's Wild Conspiracy Theory Filled Roast Shocks CNN Host During New Year's Eve Show." Whitney was quick to quote on X, calling them out on, "What did I say? That's a conspiracy theory." Well, what are they then? Anderson's final reaction also gave it all away, in my opinion, and it was painful to watch.
Thank
Love
you
you
very
guys.
much.
Thanks for having me.
Love you.
What a dream. Oh no.
What a dream.
Anderson's melting down.
Anderson's here.
I only understood like half the references, so I'm
I know.
such a
He
pop-
doesn't.
I'm not
he
a pop
doesn't,
culture.
I tried to bring up a documentary.
I know.
Imagine a news anchor openly admitting they're not up to date with the latest news. That's like a chef saying they don't know how to cook, or a pilot admitting they're unaware of how to fly a plane. It's literally his job description. It's moments like these that explain why trust in the mainstream media has hit rock bottom. If people are delivering the news and they're not doing their homework, why should we take them seriously? But I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And by the way, if you want your friends to stay in the loop, please share the video with them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.